Hey lovies, welcome or welcome back to my channel, Aries Only, where I channel messages for Aries only. Today we're doing a twin flame check-in for the Aries collective. We are going to find out what is going on between this masculine and this feminine right now. I'm inspired to do this reading from this reader I used to watch, who I think deleted her channel. It was such a shame. Unbroken Intuition. She was like my favorite reader of all time, but she's gone. But anyway, she used to do this sort of a format that I'm going to do where she would just use tarot and do like the feminine, the masculine. Actually, I think she used to flip-flop them on different sides, but I like mine this way. With the feminine here and the masculine here and the shared space between the two of them. I also already started this reading. I was recording it and the camera just shut off. I was about to be done and I looked up and oh, it was not recording anymore. It just turned off, which sucks. But anyway, I figured I was just going to keep I was just gonna turn the camera back on and just talk about what I had out, but I'm like, you know what, let me just refresh this reading. Maybe that happened for a reason, who knows. So all right, let's find out what's going on right now. How is the feminine, what's going on with the feminine, like overall in her life? Let's find out. We have the 9 of Cups and the 3 of Cups. Okay, so I feel like the feminine's feeling good. She's feeling independent, emotionally fulfilled. She's hanging out with her friends, maybe like having some girl time. Doesn't have to be girl time, but there's just 3 women on this card. So hanging out with some like-minded individuals. We have the Queen of Wands. Ooh, and the Queen of Swords. They both came out in the last reading. So, okay, at least the energies are kind of matching up. I was only going to get 3, but okay. We have the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords. So I feel like this feminine is in a very lighthearted energy, but also a very strong energy. The Wands and the Swords energies are the 2 masculine elements. So it's like feminine energy with like a kick. Like this is like a strong feminine energy. This isn't like the Queen of Cups or the Queen of Pentacles, nurturing, loving, comforting. This is like, I'm a bad bitch. Like, you got to come at me correct. Like, not just the masculine, but I think life in general. Like, this is the feminine who's like taking a stand. This is a feminine who is done fighting with herself about like not being polite, I would say. This is the feminine's like, I'm not going to be polite anymore. I'm going to stand up. I'm not going to be rude, but like you see this little like black cat here. Oh, what just fell? It was the 4 of Swords. Okay. You see this little black cat, how he has these claws, like really long claws. It's like, I will sit here innocuously until you give me a reason to bring out these claws, and then it's all over. I'm coming for you. Just kidding. But I feel like this feminine is in an energy like that, where like, I know that I've been through a lot of shit. And the Queen of Swords, I get that vibe too with these 2. Sometimes I see the 9 of Cups as like trophies, and I feel like this feminine's like, I've earned the right to just at this point do me without giving an F anymore. I'm trying not to curse, but it just would be so much more emphasized, like saying the F word. But I've learned not to give up, you know what? And, you know, it's like, I'm doing me, like I'm having fun. I'm feeling good about myself, and I'm open to things. I'm open to happiness here, and maybe the masculine will get into how she feels about him later. But it's like, at the same time, like, I'm cautiously optimistic. Like, I am not stupid. I'm not going to be fooled and hoodwinked again. Like, I'm watching. It's almost like these 2 lions on the outside of her throne that she's sitting in here. Even this on the throne. Like, you see that face? That, like, mean face? I feel like this is, like, a very protective energy around her. But at the same time, I think not towards everybody. With her inner circle, I think there is like abandon and a tendency to let loose and things like that. But on her own, she is, or dealing with people that she doesn't know or situations that she's not sure of. She's not afraid to say what she has to say. Like, that's for sure. She's like, I'll be direct. I feel like this feminine is being very direct right now. I'm not leaving room for error or for confusion or for misrepresentations of myself. Like, I'm going to be very direct about what I want from a situation, what I expect, something like that. because she feels very like capable of being on her own. Like, I don't need anybody, therefore whoever's coming in better be like coming correct. Whatever situation, job, it could be anything. I feel like this is just her attitude towards life in general. All right, so what about the masculine? What's going on? We have the Empress, the King of Pentacles, and Temperance. I feel like this masculine is really focused on the feminine. I feel like this masculine is coming through in a king energy, which is good, but at the same time feels like there is more work to be done with the Eight of Cups, because the King of Pentacles versus the Empress. The Empress is like all the queens combined in one, and he sees her that way, and even I think she sees herself that way because we have at least two queens here. But this masculine's like, this feminine ain't playing. Like, I don't even. I don't know how many times I've said that in last week. There's like a serious energy coming through in the collective of like, I'm not playing. Wait, let's roll the dice. What's going on here? The 12th house. Interesting. So it's like this, I feel like with the 12th house, that's like a Pisces energy, but I feel like it's either saying that this connection is like come full circle. We've been through, there was like an ending here that made this masculine maybe think and appreciate this feminine. Let's see, the 10 of Pentacles, the 5 of Cups, yeah, an ending here. Oh, I also shuffled a song for you, and it was Make It With You by Bread. So again, that an ending where they kind of realize like this is really like my partner for life or something like that. I feel like they want to change the situation here. They want to change themselves though. That's how they're starting. They want to better themselves. With Temperance energy, it's like they want to transmute the old self into the new self. And there's a recognition here where maybe like this Empress deserves better. This feminine deserves better. I'm the King of Pentacles, but I need to be the Emperor. Like, I'm almost getting a vibe like that. They still feel like there's work to be done. Yeah, this is clarified here by the 8 of Cups. They want to, it's maybe they're sensing the feminine's like hesitation or that new energy that the feminine has. What's going on here? 5 of Cups to the 4 of Wands. They feel like maybe they really like messed up a good vibe that they had going with the feminine. They turned something really happy into something sad. And I feel like maybe that's even what this story is telling. If we're looking at it in relation to how she's feeling about the masculine, maybe there were some good times here. The feminine felt very good about herself based on the way this masculine was treating her, but then it turned cold, like the Queen of Swords, maybe by this masculine's behavior. I think they're thinking on that and trying to figure out how they could fix the situation, how they could heal the situation with Temperance, how they can show. I'm noticing all the pillows here. Like, I feel like they want to, what's that song? I'll let you get too comfortable. Oh, it's Mutual Butterflies by Ryan Trey. Yeah, it's like where they want to, I'll let you see my room. I'll let you drink my juice. Nobody drinks my juice. Like, they want to show you almost how willing they are to like go above and beyond for you, I would say. This is really cute. They want to make you feel comfortable. They want to make you feel like a queen. And they want to do that by showing up in this king energy here. I'm also noticing this thing on this masculine's throne here too. So I feel like they're in a similar energy here. You remember how I was talking about the throne, how there was like that mean face, the lions. I don't know if all of them have this on their thrones. I haven't never noticed that before, but there's almost like this watchful, I feel like they're on guard maybe for anything that could like mess up this connection though. They're very determined, I would say, to like fix things with this feminine. So let's see what else we can get. How is the feminine feeling towards the masculine right now? We have the 4 of Swords, the 7 of Pentacles. I feel like she feels very passive about it. The Ace, maybe passive until she gets an offer. I think she's maybe she even wants to like offer something to the masculine too, like, hey, but it's like she's holding herself back with the Strength card. The Page of Cups, maybe she's just feeling that she feels definitely open to the connection with the Page of Cups. I feel like she's her thoughts are at peace. Like, this isn't like the 8 of Swords, this is like the 4 of Swords, where it's like you're not keeping yourself blocked off, but I would say that you're open here with the Page of Cups. With the Ace of Pentacles, I almost want to clarify that. I'm not going to keep these cards out, but what is this Ace of Pentacles? Maybe this is the feminine feeling like unless something is solid. Let's see. Like, okay, what is this Ace of Pentacles? How is the feminine feeling about the masculine right now? The Seven of Swords. Interesting. So I feel like this feminine maybe can sense this masculine's transition. And maybe that's why she's like, oh, let me just like say hey or something like that. But at the same time, she's worried that maybe her intuition is like deceiving her. And I think she's, let's see, let's get one more. The Five of Wands. Maybe there was some sort of fight that ended things between them. But she's been like noticing this healing energy. Like we'll see when we check into the shared space. But she's almost like afraid that, let me check, this is still recording. Oh my God, now I'm like scared of that happening. She's sensing it within the shared space, but is not sure if this is just a dream, I would say, because we have that 12th house energy. Oh, so maybe the spiritual connection right now between the two of them, that's what this is probably meaning, is like really strong right now, I would say. And I feel like the feminine is maybe wondering, like, is this just going to remain in the spiritual realm? Basically, I'm noticing this fish is making me think of that Pisces energy. Like we're communicating in the 5D. I feel like there's a lot of that going on right now. But in the 3D, like crickets, and the feminine is sort of sorting through the confusion of that. I feel like, but there is a very solid feel to the spiritual connection that's happening between them in the 5D. It almost feels more real to her than like the connections that she has with people like outside of this connection, like her friends or family, like, you know, and even possible like other romantic suitors that I think this feminine isn't necessarily engaging with. She seems like blocked off to that right now. Like there's not a lot going on there. If anything, it's just a more social time for her and her friends. But yeah, I feel like that's what's going on here. The feminine is spending a lot of time thinking about this masculine, wondering if what she's feeling is going to become true or if she's just like kidding herself. Like with the Hierophant, the Four of Cups again. With the Hierophant here, I think she's wondering, is this masculine ready for commitment? Is he still closed off to like this love that we have? Like what's going on? But I think definitely the feminine isn't going to accept an offer unless it's a solid offer. Excuse me. How is the masculine feeling towards the feminine? The Sun. Okay, like very happy. Even we have this Ten of Swords again. This is like the sun coming up, so I feel like this masculine just has a renewed sense of like a vigor. I just wanted to say like a strong, oh my God, the Fool. Like, yeah, they're like, there's another sun there. The Lovers, they're ready to move forward with this connection for sure. They're feeling very positively and strongly. The Emperor, like almost like once I reach this Emperor status, I'm coming for you. But like that's crazy. We have on the masculine side, we have the Emperor and the Empress. It's like that masculine is like, this is my person. They feel very positively and strongly. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 out of 6 major arcanas. This is like a major realization moment for the masculine, I would say, where they're seeing, yeah, with the sun, they're like seeing that this is like so right and so real. And I feel like for the feminine, she doesn't have any major arcanas because her moment probably happened a while ago. Like she's like, oh, you're just realizing this now. Okay, look at the Queen of Swords. Like, oh, really? Like, okay. I realized this 3 years ago, but okay. Like, thank you. Thank you for finally seeing the light. I'm just kidding. Okay. But yeah, this masculine is like, whoa, like having a complete perspective shift, getting in an energy, is so open to this. Like, look at this little kid, this little naked child with every limb's open. The Fool, could you be more open than the Fool and the Sun next to each other? I don't know. They think like the sky's the limit for this potential. There's nothing that can't happen. Maybe they're noticing the way that they themselves have grown and thinking that that's a miracle in and of itself. And if that could happen like with each of you on your own, basically with this spiritual link between you, what could happen if you're actually together in the physical? Again, that song, Make It With You by Bread. I really think that we could make it, girl. Like, I really think that we're perfect for each other. I just heard a song, Even As I Wander, I'm Keeping You in Sight. There's a candle in the window of a cold, dark winter's night. What song is that? I'm getting closer. Oh, I can't fight this feeling anymore. Okay, so maybe they were fighting it for a while. I don't know. They're just, is that REO Speedwagon? And I don't know what I started fighting for. It's time to bring this ship into the shore. Throw away the oars forever. Like, this is a forever thing that they're thinking about right now. So this is cute. Like, this is really like, and okay, feminine, if you're worrying if you're picking up on this correctly, I'd say yes, you are. Okay, so we can stop worrying about that. Ooh, so let's see what else. Oh, I wasn't even asking, but what are the intentions? But let's just start over. What are the feminine's intentions when it comes to this connection? The Two of Pentacles, I think just to like try to keep herself in a good energy, keep herself busy, keep herself balanced and productive in her own life. Yeah, what else? Okay, the Hanged Man and the Magician. I feel like with this, and we have the Queen of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. I feel like with this, the feminine is like, I'll use whatever tools I can here, meaning their spiritual connection with this Pisces energy coming through. Again, I feel like the feminine is really taking comfort in the Piscean energy, but at the same time with these waves in the background of this Two of Pentacles and the way that this looks, where she's looking at this pentacle, then there's that pentacle though. It's like two strong opposing arguments where it's like I feel this really strong spiritual connection, but again, I haven't heard anything. Like, am I just imagining this with the Hanged Man? Am I getting caught up in this fantasy? The Hanged Man, it reminds me, these two cards together, of like the Pisces Virgo axis, where it's that question or that dilemma or that, I don't know, idea of like the material versus the spiritual realm. And am I crazy? Kind of like vibe like that. Am I looking at this in the way that like I want to look at it to see what I want to see? And I feel like the feminine is working to really keep things balanced for herself emotionally. And maybe even the way we were just talking about with Virgo too. There could be a lot of like Virgo things going on. Actually, in the last reading when I rolled the die, it was on the 6th house, which is the Virgo house. And now we're on like the 12th house, which is the Pisces house. So like, I feel like there is really that back and forth and compare contrast. And I feel like there have been times, especially like I was saying, when they have been together in the past, where the feminine maybe felt like it was a confirmation of like, oh, like when we're together, I just feel so emotionally fulfilled and satisfied and good about myself. But then it's immediately followed by a contradiction where maybe this masculine would run away in the past. And then all the good feelings, that all the confirmations that she had would just get like canceled out. Like it would just cancel each other out. I'm getting a vibe like that. So the feminine is like on guard 100%. Now, what about the masculine? What are his intentions? Whoa. The Two of Wands, the Nine of Wands, and Judgment. They definitely want to have a rebirth in this connection, but I think they're waiting for some sort of, they don't really know how to go about it. The Seven of Swords and the Ten of Swords. It's like, okay, maybe there was an ending where they sort of snuck away, and with the Seven of Swords, they couldn't handle it. Their thoughts, there was an impasse, something like that. And now I think they're trying to figure out which approach to take. The Two of Wands is a card about a crossroads, but given everything that we're seeing here, I don't think it's a question of if they want to pursue this connection. I think that question's been answered by the way they feel. It's more so a vibe of like, which approach should I take, this approach or that approach. It could also be a question of like, am I ready with the Nine of Wands? Do I have everything kind of sewn up here the way I want to have it? Do I almost like maybe they're wondering if it is too late? I feel like they are worried about that. I think they're kind of, the way that this Nine of Wands person, it looks like they're looking up at the Queen of Swords. Like, I think just as the feminine is sensing the masculine's energy, the masculine could be sensing again that this feminine ain't playing. Like, they have to come correct with judgment. They have to really make it known. They have to announce their intentions very clearly. And or maybe that's just what they're thinking about right now. Their intentions are to do that, to make it maybe they feel like they have to really like say and explain themselves with judgment. Like with the trumpet, I always think of like people talking and things like that. Also, this is Archangel Gabriel, who I always associate with the throat chakra. So it's like a lot of stuff that needs to be said. And I feel like with the feminine here, with the Magician being here, I feel like her intentions are to more so look at what the masculine does. So I feel like if you're the masculine watching, like, I don't necessarily think, let's see, what are the feminine's expectations if this masculine comes back? I'm kind of curious. The Five of Pentacles, maybe that he's not going to come back here. I feel like this feminine has just assumed that this masculine's not coming back, that he left because he wanted to go, and just isn't coming back. What are the Strength card? And she's just trying to be strong in her own life. This is, I have like hurt in my heart right now. I feel like she just feels that almost, I'm getting a sense of like there's nothing left for me here. I have to go. Maybe this feminine thinks that this masculine is, there's like the Five of Pentacles insecurity. But there's also this strength here where I don't think the feminine feels like weak. She feels like, I'm not going to let this ruin me, or like I'm going to fight against this or something like that. But so I don't think this feminine is like sitting here with the Queen of Swords. Maybe this Queen of Swords is just like her having a reality check with herself. I don't think there's any, I don't see any blame. I don't see any like, oh, like with the Six of Pentacles, like you have to come, like, you have to beg for my attention. Like, I'm not getting a vibe like that. I feel like if the masculine showed up and just, let's see, what, yeah, I feel like this feminine just feels like this is a load that she's going to have to carry for the rest of her life. Like, that was the love of my life, but they didn't see the value in our connection. So I feel like they do a lot of work. Maybe now that this is coming out, I'm like looking at this differently. I feel like they feel very sad. Almost like no one will even understand. Like, I feel like this feminine like spends a lot of time with other people, maybe to distract themselves. But yeah, at the end of the day, like, she keeps her insights to herself. But what does she expect from the masculine? Like, is she expecting some huge conversation? Like, nothing. Like, she doesn't expect anything from him. So I don't think, if you're thinking that the feminine, if you're the masculine watching, is like, they have to come in here and blah, blah, blah. I don't even think, I think they would just be surprised if they saw you, like if they heard from you, period. Again, not that I think they want, I'm saying like, oh, so just slack off and don't really show them how you feel or tell them how you feel. But I feel like the masculine is almost having this vibe of like, oh, this feminine is like really like, wants me to like go all out or something like that. And I don't know that that's necessarily the case here. I think the feminine doesn't even think that that's, yeah, I just cut to this again. Look, the Ten of Wands. It's like the feminine just feels, I don't know. I feel like just some sort of simple gesture, some sort of sweet, like here he's giving the flowers, but I mean, I think just even, yeah, he's giving her flowers, but there's also, it looks like she's planting flowers. So it's like a gesture of maybe helping this feminine with something. Oh yeah, look, this X is reminding me of this cross, you know? I feel like that's what the feminine would sincerely hope for, is just some sort of sweet gesture that like shows like the love that exists between them. And it's like he's doing something for her. You know what I mean? They're not sitting there talking to each other. He's like handing her these flowers or whatever. She's wearing mittens, so maybe it's like cold outside, so he's coming outside to help her, so that way it's not taking so long and she could get back inside the warmth. I feel like there's something like that where the feminine would maybe respond more to the masculines, like showing them. I feel like that's the vibe that I'm getting here, because they just don't believe it. Like that probably if the masculine came through with some words, they'd be like, they maybe wouldn't even believe it, because they just feel like, oh, clearly this masculine must not like have feelings for me or something like that. Even though they're feeling it on the spiritual, I feel like they don't really believe, again, they don't believe it. They go back and forth. It's like 50-50. They don't believe it. So I don't know. They're fighting between, I feel like this should be like this. Where, oh, not like that. Well, yeah, kind of in reverse, because it's like, I think it's really getting to them. Look at their brain is highlighted. Like they're really like oscillating between like, this is real, I'm crazy, like this is real, this isn't real, this is real, no it's not, like, you know. And the way that it's looking here, it's like they've landed on this vibe of that it's not real. So okay, what's going on in the shared space? Oh my god, between the two of them. Between the masculine and the feminine in the Aries collective, twin flames. You have the 7 of Swords and the 9 of Swords. Okay, so they're both worried about this. They're both like surreptitiously, I think, contacting each other and talking to each other. We have the 8 of Swords now, so there is a progression. Let's see what's going on in the shared space between the masculine and the feminine. The 8 of Pentacles. I'm just gonna get like 6 or 7 cards. Okay. We have the Knight of Pentacles, the 3 of Cups, and the Devil. There could be a lot of like sexual, oh yeah, Knight of Wands. There could be a lot of like sexual energy happening between them. The Queen of Swords and the Hermit. Okay. And the 3 of Pentacles. So I feel like what's going on here, let me put this here so I can see what all these cards are. There's mostly minor arcana. So I feel like this is like showing me with the 3 of Cups, the Knight, the 8 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Pentacles that there is work being done here between these two. They're working on, I think, building up, oh yeah, they're like healing this heartbreak energetically, I would say. Oh, look at this, like the Ace of Pentacles here, the Ace of Swords, oh, the Page of Wands. I feel like with the 3 of Pentacles, it's like this is what happened maybe, that there was this 3 of Swords energy existing between the two of them, and they're trying to slowly like heal things between them. In the physical, there's the Moon here, like emotionally. I feel like they're dealing with a lot of the issues that they had, the 7 of Swords and the 8 of Swords. I feel like sometimes though, maybe I'm guessing the feminine here maybe like cuts off this communication and isn't really open to it, and is almost like maybe thinking again that she's crazy. Yeah, the Queen of Swords on the feminine side, like that's definitely the feminine's energy, where I think that, and it looks like the masculine is like trying to push through to find her in the shared space here, in the spiritual realm of this connection, and the feminine is just sort of like closed off to it, because again, it's because she doesn't believe it. The 3 of Cups and the Devil. Okay, so like that to me is making me think of like sexual energy, and even if there is some sort of like sexual energy like being exchanged between them, I think the feminine is like almost thinking that it could be because the masculine is like being sexual with somebody else. Like, does that make sense? Like, it can't be about me, because like, why would it ever be about me? It's like, I feel like this feminine feels very insecure about certain things. And I feel like the masculine is looking at it like, I'm trying to work through these issues with you here and show you that I'll show up for you every day. Like, maybe like in the 3D, but the feminine is like thinking that she's crazy, like for thinking that or something. Is there anything else we can get here? The Emperor, he's trying to show up for her, and Judgment. Maybe like express his feelings a little bit here and see how that goes. But we have the Emperor versus the Queen of Swords. Like, he really wants to show her that he's for real. Judgment. 3 of Swords. He wants to like not to feel pain. He can sense her emotions here with the Moon, and I think he's also just trying to get a read. I feel like the masculine is mostly the one here. The feminine is showing up here, but in an energy of like she's here, but is like, oh, like not thinking that this is real. So, okay, let's get some messages and then we're going to close out this reading. This is advice. Let me get my message cards. I'm sorry. It says, forgive yourself. It's hard to see things clearly when emotions are involved. So, I don't know. Maybe that's advice. I also saw you don't have to have it all figured out. Just take, why am I holding that upside down? You just take the next step. So maybe that's, oh, look at this. Wait, sorry. It's okay to slip up, acknowledge, apologize, and get back on track. I feel like this masculine is making things so much more complicated. And I think this is a message for you, feminine. Sometimes the heart knows in a way the logical mind can't. So I feel like trust whatever you're feeling here, because it is coming through in the cards. What is a message for the feminine here? I'll never not forgive you. You make me so mad sometimes, but then I realize I'm just mad at myself. So maybe this masculine is realizing that the projection, the things he used to project on the feminine, and feels bad about that. I can see clearly now. Yeah, it's like they're seeing the situation clearly that's gone on between them. With I'll never not forgive you, it could mean I'll never not forgive you if you walked away or cut this person off. I feel like that's this masculine's way of saying, like, I completely understand where you're coming from. I would be the same way. You know, I feel like that message was coming through with the protective thing on the throne. Like they understand each other in that way. While it's true that you trigger me, it's also true that you inspire and motivate me like no other. And again, that is, if that's not a twin flame connection, like what is? I allowed others to distort my perception of you, or this could just be speaking that could be true, or they just had a distorted perception of you because they had a distorted perception of themselves. If you're feeling crazy, please know I do too a lot. They're like, please don't doubt that this is real, what you're feeling here. I have doubted it too, but I've come to the realization that it is true, and like I can really feel you. You're the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm starting to understand you. Yes, and because they've taken the time to get to know themselves, now it's like expanding out. The way you believe in the goodness of life after what you've been through is so inspiring. Your loyalty and dedication have really touched me. You're sexy. Yeah, there's that. See, look how that's coming out right on top of the shared space. It's like, no, it's about you. Like, you're the one that's making me feel this way. I've never felt so much pain yet so much love at the same time. I feel like the door just like opened up like a floodgate for them of good emotions too. The pain they're feeling is maybe what has gone on between the two of you, or maybe just some old pain of theirs coming up. But I think they're trying to like get on your level now and not cause you pain again in the future if they can. Like, at least not in the same way, by like running away or whatever has gone on between you two. Because, I mean, people always get hurt. Like, you can't, like, never hurt someone ever, like, a little bit in your life. That's just impossible. But look, I never meant to hurt you. I don't think they were seeing the situation clearly or understanding things. Thoughts of you keep me up at night. Your energy is so refreshing. I feel like at night, they're trying to connect with your energy, and whenever they feel it, they get like invigorated and like revitalized, like, or something. And that's what that sun energy was that we had here, you know? It's like that's just what made the decision for them. Like, if they're just happy, like their energy makes them happy, and you're such a hard worker, you're so responsible. They really respect you and they want to get on your level. So we're leaving it there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this reading, and I will catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.